Hey again, this is Andy from potatoesandpearls.com, and in this video I am going to show you how I make pulled pork in the Instant Pot. It's not necessarily a quick thing to do, but it does speed up the process. It only takes about an hour and you come out with the most delicious pulled pork ever. And I'm going to put mine onto street tacos. So I'll show you how I cook the pork, put my tacos together, and I'm gonna make a side of quick and easy roasted corn. So we're gonna get into it right after this. As I've stated before in my previous Instant Pot videos, I use an Instant Pot Mini because normally I'm just cooking for myself or one other person. So I am going to be making this with about 1 pound of pork chops. With the pork chops, I'm just cutting off the fat and I am going to cut it into strips. It tends to just make it easier to shred, and it makes it easier for me to get the seasoning everywhere and into everything. So I'm just gonna cut them in maybe about like 1/4 inch strips. I go ahead and put my strips into a Ziploc bag, and I like to use grill seasoning when cooking things like pork chops because grill seasoning tends to have a stronger flavor to it. So I also use grill seasoning for like when I'm making tofu. If I'm marinating the tofu, grill seasoning just gives that like pow of flavor. So I go ahead and dump some in there. I may add some more later, but then I shake it up to make sure everything's covered. I add 1 cup of chicken broth to my Instant Pot. Now, if you're making, let's say, more than a pound of pork chops, I would say for every 3 pounds, you'd want to have a cup of liquid or a cup of, I like chicken broth, it has more flavor, but you could also use water, veggie broth, or whatever other liquid you wanted to use. And so I'm going to put it in the Instant Pot for 60 minutes on high pressure, and once it's finished, it's going to have a 10-minute natural release, and then you'll go ahead and do a manual release. While that's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and do my quick and easy roasted corn, which is really just the frozen Mexican roasted corn from Trader Joe's. They have everything, the sauce, the cheese, all that stuff in the bag, and I just cook it following the directions. And so next I'm going to make pickled red onions. You are going to need red wine vinegar for it, and about 3/4 to 1 whole onion, and mason jar is really good for this. I just cut up the onions into slices, fill it to the top of the mason jar. Sometimes I may put in a little bit of salt or a little bit of garlic, like chopped garlic, and then you fill the jar up with red wine vinegar, and I would say let it sit for a minimum of an hour, but you can let it sit the longer, it just makes the flavor taste better, and I normally keep it for about 1 to 2 weeks. So our pork is done. I am pulling it out here so you can see that it is fully cooked in that hour. It's starting to fall apart. You can see the little piece hanging off the side. What I'm going to do is take the pieces out of the Instant Pot and go ahead and shred them into a bowl so I can get ready to put them into my tacos. And here is the shredded pork. Now, some people may want to add barbecue sauce or whatever you want to put on top. Whatever you want, you can. Honestly, it is really juicy regardless of whether you put any extra sauce on it at all. And so I'm going to go ahead and show you how I make my street taco real quick. So I just take a little bit of the shredded pork, Once again, it doesn't need sauce. It's really juicy and flavorful because of the Instant Pot. But if you wanted to like jazz it up, you could always put like a honey barbecue sauce or whatever you wanted. Sometimes I do that, but today I just wanted tacos. And so I'm adding some crumbled cheese on top. It's the Mexican cheese that you can get in the store. And so I'm just putting a little bit. I don't want to like overpower this taco with a bunch of cheese. And then I am going to add some of my pickled onions. They've been sitting for a little more than an hour. I made them like right after I put the pork in the Instant Pot. So I'm just gonna pull some of those out and place them on top. I really like pickled onions on like tacos or nachos. So I'm probably gonna add too many for most people. And once I get my pickled onions on top, I'm going to go ahead and add some of my sour cream. That sour cream is a mix of cilantro and lime juice, just to add a little extra oomph flavor to the taco instead of just having like plain old sour cream, which is boring. And I have my street tacos. Street tacos normally don't have like a million toppings on top of it, just really simple and really flavorful. And so that's what I've made here. I'm gonna go ahead and take a bite because it is delicious. And we are done. I went ahead and made another street taco. I added a little bit more cheese this time. And this is my side of roasted corn from Trader Joe's, which if you need like a quick side for like a Mexican night, this is delicious. I do add a little bit more garlic to it just because that's my personal preference. I just put in like some garlic powder and mix it in while I'm cooking. But the sauce, the corn, flavorful, that comes with the cheese, so you just throw it together and it's so easy. And then here's another one of my street tacos. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love making these quick, easy, Instant Pot videos. It seems like you guys really like them. And then I try to make it so you can do whatever you want. Like this is the base and you can add lettuce if you want, or you can add barbecue sauce or do whatever. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I am currently so close to 1,000 right now. I can taste it and I would love if you guys would help me out and subscribe to the channel if you love the content. I will see you guys next time. Bye.